Sorry about all this, Arval. I know you've only been giving me your powers because you want me to beat the Ashen Demon.
Don't worry about it. It's for the best, right? For all my doomsaying, everything seems to be right as rain. Recruiting Gerald's mercenaries and the Ashen Demon was the right choice.
You didn't think so at first. Clearly.
I hope you're right.
What's wrong? Feeling lost now that you don't have an enemy to chase around the countryside?
I'm not lost. I know exactly what I've got to do. Win this war. I'm gonna help Claude and my friends usher in a new age in Fodlan. Well, any snarky follow-up for that?
I suppose that's a fine goal. It's certainly worthy of the powers you command. If that's what you want, then I'll just have to help you achieve it. After all, I'm your partner in destiny. I'm here for you and you alone.
Oh, new chapter.
Golden wildfire. The sword swings wide. Despite Flaish's attack, the Federation reaffirms their alliance with the Empire and finally begins their invasion of the kingdom. Seeing that Fargus is readying for battle, Claude plans for a short engagement. With a cunning scheme at the ready, his army trespasses into Fraldarius territory.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Sedith, we are grateful you could join us.
I would be remiss to ignore something that so clearly concerns the Church. We are here to discuss the latest developments in Leicester, correct?
Indeed. I think it's safe to say that Claude's reinvention of the region and collaboration with the Empire came as a complete shock to us all. Thus far, we have been able to dedicate our forces solely to the battle with the Empire in the west. Now we must dispatch troops to the east as well.
The Federation's military force is hardly significant. We shouldn't have to divert much attention from the Western Front.
There is no way we are gonna be able to recruit Felix. I highly doubt they'd let us. Because there's those characters in the game that seem like way too plot related to recruit. Like Ferdinand, I guess. I can't see us trying to recruit Ferdinand, like, and if you do Blue Lions or Golden Deer. Obviously they do Hilda and Hubert, but there's probably those other characters, like, I'm trying to think. Obviously Hilda, but like Golden Deer, I'm not sure who would really be. Maybe Lorenz? Maybe Lorenz is the character that you can't, that would just not make sense to recruit in the context of the story. I don't know. We'll just keep playing and see if they give us, because they only have, like, it'd be really weird if they suddenly changed the way you recruit characters. It feels right for Geralt and Byleth to be unique, but like, if they had, like, I don't know, Sylvain or Annette or Ingrid or Caspar or Ferdinand be like a unique way to recruit them, that'd be really odd.
I would not be so optimistic, not after what happened in ALL. If you recall, the Knights of Seros were completely wiped out.
Yes, it was a terrible loss. We didn't even have time to send reinforcements. It still pains me to think on what became of Catherine.
I have no idea who this guy is because I never played Blue Lions. Although it's entirely possible he's mentioned in Blue Lions and appears in this game, I have no idea because I never played Blue Lions.
We heard her unit encountered the Imperial Army. The complete lack of survivors strikes me as suspicious.
I see. You believe the Federation may have had a hand in the matter.
Precisely. Furthermore, the territories of Burgundy, Seward, and Albany previously wished to defect to our side, but have since reversed their positions. Perhaps their sudden change of heart can be attributed to this incident as well.
If only we'd been able to welcome those houses to the kingdom, we would have a slightly stronger position in the east.
The Church initially acted as an intermediary with those houses, but I fear it would be too risky to continue now. I am sorry.
Considering their iffy loyalty, they wouldn't have been reliable anyway. If we'd taken them in, we'd just be regretting it now.
That may be true, but it is yet another card we are no longer able to play. Our options now are severely limited.
All we can do is hold the Western Front, and watch the Federation like a hawk to see what their next move will be.
I know we are not privy to the details of the pact between the Empire and the Federation, but would it be safe to assume that the followers of Seros in Leicester have abandoned the Central Church in favor of the Southern Church?
They've certainly severed ties with the Central Church, but it seems they have elevated the Eastern Church instead.
And the Empire allowed that?
They must have figured the war was turning against them and made that concession to secure Leicester's cooperation.
The Eastern Church. How is Fargus to survive when we're beset by enemies to the east, west, and even north? I think it is time we devote ourselves to finding an answer to that question.
Well, we've managed to secure the immediate area. I'd say that makes our landing a success.
Clearly, the kingdom was not expecting our sudden appearance this far north.
They sure weren't. A certain somebody's suggestion to take the unexpected route was right on target.
Technically speaking, it was my suggestion.
I was just talking off the top of my head. I didn't think we'd actually be able to invade by sea.
Maybe it was off the top of your head, but I considered a myriad of options before arriving at that proposal.
And we have Nadir to thank for helping us make our sea dreams come true.
Oh, it was easy enough. All I had to do was secure an official order from the king. None of our merchants would dare disobey that.
You managed to convince the King of Almyra to sign off on this?
Convince isn't exactly the word I'd use. I merely placed the paperwork in front of him, at an early hour, when he might not have been fully awake.
You did what now? It sounds to me like he had no idea what he was signing.
It's not as if it's a big deal. We just borrowed a few boats for a bit.
And let's not forget all the assistance Margrave Edmund gave us either.
That's right. Being able to use his ports certainly cut down the length of our voyage.
I'm glad my adoptive father was able to help. Shortened though it was, I can't say my stomach enjoyed the trip.
Good to see you're all as relaxed as ever. But let's get back on task. Our plan's working so far, but we've still got a lot to do.
Go take it to the kingdom of Fargus.
I just hope our little invitation was accepted.
The Srang forces saw our movements just as we planned. They've been inspired to strike, and soon, I expect. It's possible they're already marching on Gautier territory.
If that's the case, then we can't afford to stand around talking about it. We'll head out as soon as we're ready. We'll make our way through Fraldaria's territory and strike Ferdiad, the kingdom's capital.
Dude, we're finally gonna start fighting Blue Lion's characters. Oh, that's the stuff. Look at that giant map. Ooh, two complete different sides. That's never happened before. We got like a sea skirmish there, and then we got like a little island. That's never happened before. Well, this is the battle suggestion thing. Don't be shy to speak up if you got a suggestion.
How about...
Acquire materials to expand the Tactics Academy. Acquire materials to expand the marketplace. Makes it easier to deepen bonds with all allies.
How about this?
Just give me, I guess, this.
I'll take care of it.
Tactics Academy seems helpful. Do I want to know? What, about recruitment? No. Whoever we recruit, and I got, that led to a, that warned me specifically, hey, changes the outcome of the story. That doesn't mean I want, like, the answer to everything, no. That just warned me, so I was like, hey, this is probably worth asking about. I never had the opportunity to visit the kingdom before with a novel experience. It's not as though we're honored guests, however, so I can't spend my time doing crest research. You haven't changed one bit. Have you got any results? A ridiculous question. I don't do research to get results. All this talking has worn me out. Good night. Classic Linhart. Ooh, we got so many units, dude. Especially with Byleth and Gerald. Oh, dude, how's it gonna work? What's up, Arvo? What must we do to attain victory over such a fierce opponent? I speak of your next goal. I wish to be of much use to you as I can be, seeing as we're partners in destiny. Strength alone will be insufficient. We must be clever as well. The name Gautier sounds familiar, but his face doesn't, so... It's possible I've heard the name Gautier, but either he's a Blue Lions character, like he's not in the other routes, or he is in the other routes and I just don't remember him, but the name sounds familiar. I just don't know his face.
Let's see.
But if he is Blue Lions only, then I wouldn't know him because I haven't played it. Guess it's too late to turn back now. At least we won't have to worry about invasions from Elmira while we're gone. That's right.
Let's see.
Yeah, well, we haven't officially negotiated ceasefire with them, but this should be fine as long as Nadir is with us. Actually, couldn't we ask Nadir to broker an official ceasefire? I mean, it sounds like he can get the king to sign anything when he's asleep. Oh, so he's like Holst. His name is mentioned in Three Houses, but he's not in. He's another character they actually, like, show us this time. They have a lot of those, huh? I really like that, though. This game is doing a lot better. I like this plot more than Three Houses. Because this isn't, like, an amazing plot. It's fine for what it is. It is doing a lot better than Three Houses because it's giving us a lot more of the war aspect and we're getting to see more characters expanding on Three Houses. It's really neat. Is this like the best plot ever made? No, but it's much better than what Three Houses did. It's doing a lot better with the war theme because one of the missed opportunities of Three Houses was part 2. It was like they didn't really utilize the war theme in Three Houses as well, even though part 2 was supposed to be the focus of the war theme, but this game is doing a better job of it, IMO. We landed a while ago, but I still feel dizzy. People say large ships don't rock us much, so you won't get seasick, but it's obviously untrue. Yeah, I was sweating a lot. I probably would have gotten seasick too if I'd been on it longer. I'm glad I'm not the only one, but now I'm dreading the voyage back home.
Hello.
There's someone with Gautier as the last name? I mean, yeah. That happens a lot in Three Houses / Three Hopes. There's always a last name and it's shared amongst... Like, there's Flesh von Bergleys, there's Count Bergleys, there's a couple of Randolph Bergleys. That like always happens though. Holst and Hilda Goneril, last names are always like usually shared between characters. I can't believe I let you drag me all the way to the kingdom. Yeah, we're gonna hit the kingdom army where it hurts and put an end to the war. Uh-huh, I know, and so long as it actually ends, that's all good with me. I don't know much about this justice junk, but at least everyone in the army treats me nicely. Yeah, you're great, Happy. You're one of the best Ashen Wolves, IMO. I really like all the Ashen Wolves. Yuri's, like, fine. Yuri's definitely my least favorite. Yo, Byleth, what's up?
Hey.
You look puzzled. Something wrong? I just feel strange. Everyone's been much more welcoming than I thought they'd be. It's still so weird to see Byleth with a voice. I haven't gotten used to it. I should have by now, but I haven't. No one's all that terrified of me. Alright, that was really short dialogue.
Over here.
And the Dare guy's a hoot. I like him. I was thinking he had to be some kind of oddball to do that whole brotherhood thing with Holst. And I was right, that guy's something else. Acts like he's half his age too. We have a support with Balthus we're gonna get to in a minute.
So, yeah.
My grandpa used to be a merchant. He had all these sorts of adventures while traveling around. Once he tried going all the way to the northern reaches of the kingdom. How would he do that?
Oh, man.
That's what I asked, but he just got mad and started yelling about how you don't need a reason to go on an adventure. Well, yeah. Anyway, he eventually went so far north that it got too cold for him. Just when he decided to turn back, he met with some folks from Sreng? I forgot how Judith pronounced it. Except they couldn't understand each other, so they got into a fight. My grandpa managed to steal one of their furs and made a break for it. Wait, is it my grandpa's fault that Fargus and Sreng don't get along? It's your fault, Raphael. Indirectly, but your fault nonetheless. It's strange to be chatting with a former enemy. I'm curious to see what the Alliance will order us to do. Alright, they're not the Alliance anymore. They're not an Alliance anymore. What do you call yourselves now, the Federation? What, were you all fed up with being called an Alliance? Alois. I forgot about Alois. Alois I don't really care for as well. Alois and Hahnemann, like, again, the three characters I don't like, Manuela, Raphael, Lorenz. No particular order. I just don't like those three. Alois and Hahnemann, like, I could care less about them, but I wouldn't say... I mean, I hate Alois because, you know, pun man, but... In all seriousness, I don't really, like, dislike them as much as those other three, but they're probably, like, the next ones up. Like, I don't really care for them.
Hi, friend.
I bet the kingdom never even dreamed we'd come by sea. Even when they do catch on, they won't have many forces to spare drive us off. They've already got their hands full with the Empire to the west and Sreng to the north.
Let's see.
I don't recall knowing what's going on with Sreng. I don't recognize Sreng. I don't know if I'm supposed to. It's a region of warlike people who live on a peninsula north of Fargus. Oh, this might be Blue Lines related. That might be why. House Gautier has defended the kingdom from their invasions over the years, just like House Goneril has protected us from Elmira. They haven't tried anything recently, but I'm sure they'll attack once they hear the kingdom is in disarray. Or at least I'm hoping they do. Either way, we'll have to put everything we have into this fight. Hey, Commander, how'd you like the voyage? Elmiran ships are second to none, wouldn't you say? It was my first time on one, too. Anyway, it's practically unheard of for an Elmiran to set foot in Fargus. I may as well take advantage of being here and really cut loose.
How goes it? So, anyway...
Margrave Edmund truly made this expedition happen. We never would have been able to receive those large ships without his fine harbor. I imagine he was able to build it because of his constant business dealings.
Hey.
What kind of guy is Margrave Edmund, even though I know it's like Marianne's adoptive father? I first met him when I acted as my father's proxy to the Round Table. He didn't leave me with a great first impression. He insisted on whatever would benefit him personally, tried to halt anything that inconvenienced him. I would describe his business acumen and his oratory skills in one word: shrewd. He is, without a doubt, one of the greatest heroes of our time. He eclipses me in everything but martial prowess. Words.
Excuse me.
I had no idea what would happen when the Federation captured me, but it's truly a great relief to hear they've allied with the Empire. This feels like dialogue I should have had last time.
What do you think?
You really okay with going against the Central Church? I thought they'd done a lot for you. All they did was fail to clean their basement. I wouldn't exactly call that doing a lot. I may have lost my home and territory, but I'm still an Imperial noble at heart. So I suppose I would settle for being a Federation noble too. Hey, what's up, Yuri?
Right.
I like your hairstyle. Balthus, Constance, Happy. All the usual suspects are here. Up until 2 years ago, I lived with them underground as part of the Ashe and Wolves house. And now you're tougher forever. Now you're tougher? Am I okay? Now you're together forever. Oh, it's sweet. You're all such good friends. It's not about being good friends. We're just always bound to run into each other. I'm amazed we reunited here of all places. Hi, Judith. Usually the Margrave only makes monetary contributions, but this time he helped more directly. Though I'm uncomfortable with how indebted we are to this Nadir person. They call him the Undefeated, but he doesn't seem all that scary. More like Nadir the Absurd, if you ask me. I would really like to do another route of this game for a playthrough, like way in the future. But it's not going to happen right away because, you know, I got so much other stuff to play. I can't afford to, especially with how long this game is taking with the first route, I can't afford to do another route back to back. So I would in the future though, honestly, probably over a Three Houses replay. I'd probably just do Blue Lines with this game. I'm not sure though. We'll see.
Impressive.
It was quite shocking to learn that Elmira possesses such formidable ships. I thought our technology was much more advanced than theirs, but that does not appear to be the case at all. Yeah, some people talk about Elmirans like they're bloodthirsty monsters, but that's clearly wrong. Indeed, I must admit that was misguided prejudice on our part. Perhaps we ought to pay more attention to what's happening outside the Fodlan. I am certain that there is much we can learn from them.
Please,
Just a few more.
I must be telling you.
Elmiran ships are being very different from Brigid ships. I'm surprised. Eastern ships are not coming to Brigid, maybe because it's hard to cross the ocean.
Let's see.
Probably not profitable enough for them to go there. Brigid's pretty far from Elmira. That is true. Ships are fast, but it would be taking too much time to go around Fodlan.